Zyro, or is it Zero? I'm not sure. I'm gonna go with Zyro. What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is David, and in this tutorial video, I'm gonna walk you through step 1 to step done and how to create a website and blog using Zyro. Zyro is a website builder brought to you by Hostinger Media. So Hostinger is a shared web host that offers some very competitive prices for shared hosting. Zyro is a completely separate business offering. It's a dedicated website builder, and I would describe it as sort of like an unstructured website builder similar to Wix, but without the expensive price tag. So in this tutorial video, I'm going to walk you through everything that you need to know to get started. I'm going to show you how to set up and design your website, how to add in a blog, as well as how the blogging features work within Zyro, how to create and add dedicated pages to your website, and more. So if you've been looking for a beautiful, cost-effective website builder that allows you to blog and add an online store, Zyro is for you. Make sure to check the links in the description for timestamps and resources mentioned in this video. So let's begin. So this is the website I'm going to show you how to make with Zyro, Hostinger's website builder. We're going to be setting a hero image with a call to action and a button, how to edit and adjust the menu, add a logo in, edit and adjust different sections, how to add in a blog, store, have a drop down menu, add in an about page, contact page, legal pages, how to edit and adjust different sections of the website, how to add in your latest blog posts, how to edit and adjust a footer, how to add in an email opt-in form, etc. So let's get to it. Welcome to my laptop. Let's begin. So this is Zyro.com. It's Hostinger's a brand new website builder. They broke it off and made it into its own company. And you can try Zyro completely for free, and then when you're ready to upgrade, you can go ahead and do so. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at their different pricing plans. Now, for most, if you're looking to start a blog-oriented business, some type of content marketing business, I like the Unleashed plan, primarily because you get unlimited bandwidth, unlimited storage, SSL certificate, SEO tools, and then all the little details that you need to build an effective website. Now, if you want to go more the e-commerce route, then you're going to want to look at the e-commerce plan. And they also have a nice discount going on right now that you can check out. And so it's really between these two plans, Unleashed and e-commerce, depending on your needs. Now, if you're a Hostinger customer, you get access to the website builder within your dashboard over here. So if we just navigate up top there, you have 1 month free trial of Zyro Unleashed that you can take advantage of. No strings attached, completely for free for 1 month. Then you have to upgrade your account if you want. But again, Zyro Unleashed, full featured. You can set a custom domain name, etc. So anyways, go ahead and activate your Zyro Unleashed 1 month trial. Okay, so next we're going to begin creating a website. Let's create a website with Zyro. So to get started is very simple. You click on the purple button that says Get Started. All right, so now we have 3 different options. You can start from scratch, and that means a completely blank template. Then you can use the AI website generator, and that means it's going to ask you a bunch of different questions that you can answer in order to customize your website. Then use a template. It's pretty self-explanatory. You can just jump into any one of their numerous templates and customize them. So for example, if I click on e-commerce over here, here are all their different e-commerce templates. So let me X out of this and let's go ahead and get back over here. I'm actually going to use the AI website generator just to show you what this is like, because this is the advantage of this type of website builder, is to make it really, really easy and fast to customize your website. So yes, I'm going to say I want to sell products and I want to create an online store. Sure. I like this button in the middle. This color palette looks good. All right, so now we have pick a font pair. If you're like, what's a font pair? Well, with any type of site, you should have one font to be your title, then a different font for your body font that's a little bit more readable. So anyways, I like this font pair right there. And then you can select what features you want your website to have. So we have online store, sure. A blog, absolutely. But I'll show you how to add a blog and how to add an online store to your website. But we'll have this selected over there. Slideshow. Okay, I'll leave that. Contact form, right. Then Instagram, we'll leave that off. And then that's it. Okay, so really basic right now. So let's go ahead and click on continue. And it's going to generate a bunch of different options that we can select from. Okay, so your website is ready. And these are the options that you can select from. Now, if you're not happy with any of these options, you can generate again. But remember, this is a website builder. You can customize this to your liking. It just kind of gives you your own little custom template to get started with. And so I kind of like this one. It's kind of jumping out to me, but this one looks good too. I'm going to go with this one right over here. Okay, so now you're going to be presented with an onboarding tour. Up to you, you can click on next and follow along, but you have this tutorial video to follow. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on skip tour. All right, now we're ready to design our website. Okay, so let's begin designing our website. So first off, you have a few different menu options. So off on the left over here, this is where you go for your pages and navigation. So this allows you to add different pages to your website: home, about, contact, privacy policy, that type of thing. The plus sign over here is where you can add in different elements. You can just drag and drop elements into place. So a Stripe checkout, images, video, Instagram feed, map, subscribe button, embed code. Really helpful. Like for example, if you want to be a ConvertKit customer and have an email opt-in form, there you go. Now over here is the website style. So this allows you just to, broadly speaking, change the palette color. If you don't like this specific palette color, you can swap colors around as you like. Now the pencil icon over there is for the blog aspect. So we click on start a blog, then it's automatically going to add a blog to your menu bar. Now during the AI setup process, we already had a store added to our website, and over here is how you would navigate to your store manager. And then this is your AI tool set, which we'll get to later. Now for the actual design of the website. Now Zyro is a unstructured page builder, as I would describe it. So for example, I can click an element, and as I hold down the mouse button, you're going to see a bunch of little squares. You're like, what's going on? Like, you just drag and drop things into place. I love it. It's just like Google Sites or similar to Wix. And so you can just move things around, really intuitive. And so the blue line in the middle kind of gives you the idea of like where the middle of the website is. And now if you're like, well, I can't read that text, how do you change the color? Very simple. You just highlight it. Then you go over here, then select a different color to make it a little bit more readable. Now, if you want to change this background image to something else, you can just click on change background, and that's it. Okay. So over here, image, then you can replace the image with your own. So you have a few different options. And so right over here, you have a bunch of free images that you can take advantage of, or website images. Now the supported formats are JPEG, PNG, and SVG. Personally, I would recommend using an SVG graphic. SVG is a type of data, so it's super fast. Your website will load really quick. Otherwise, use a JPEG. Max file size is 15 megabytes. You do not want to be uploading an image that's 15 megabytes. That's going to make your website load super slow. All right, so where do I recommend getting images from? So unsplash.com, okay? It's a nice beginner spot to find and source different images. So for example, I'm going to be creating a website on wallets, for example. And so you could just select any of these wallets. I'm going to be using this image, which I've already gone ahead and downloaded. So a few things first. So I'm going to open this with my picture manager, and the goal is to just resize this. So like 4,000 by 3,000, that is too big. We're just going to reduce the size probably to about 1,000 by 700. That's okay. That's not super large. We click on that. We'll click on this and try again. There we go. All right. So let's go ahead and change the background image. Let me go to image, replace image, and then we'll just drag and drop this into place and upload image. There we go. Okay. So click on it, add to page, and there you go. Simple is that. We'll click on X. Looks good. All right. So now I could like move that up top there. We can change this font color, maybe back to black, or maybe select a drop down here, select a different color or custom color, click on this. So maybe I want this more to be black like that, and we'll bold it. There we go. So again, totally up to you. Now maybe move the button around, whatever, or maybe move the button right below the wall. You have total flexibility with what you want to do, how you want to design this. And there you go. Let me expand this to full size. So there you go. Okay, that's simple. Now we have the menu up top there. So there's two things to be looking at. You have your menu right here with the home, the store. If you want to edit it, very simple. Click on it. There you go. So now right there, you can click on edit navigation, and then it takes you back to your pages over there. Then you can change the logo right here. So you can upload a logo, change the layout, shopping bag style. So for example, if you're going to be on an e-commerce plan, you're going to want to have a shopping bag for your website. So you click on this, automatically adds a shopping bag. Again, that's if you're selling physical products, that makes sense. Then style over there. is just the different types of color selections, header background. You can have set it to have its own custom image. I personally wouldn't do that. I would leave it kind of white or black or something a little bit more readable, or you can make like a transparent header and have it like kind of blend into the site. You could do something like that. I personally like the way it looks with white. Totally up to you. Maybe you like that a little bit more, whatever. Okay, so then the layout right there, you can make the header sticky. So for example, that means the header will follow the user as they scroll down. So let's go over here. So make sticky header. You can turn that on and off. Again, up to you. I personally don't like sticky headers. The only time they make sense is if you have some type of services firm, company, website like that. And as the user scrolls down, you want something to stick at the, see like how it says publish website? That makes sense because that's the call to action. If you're going to be doing something where it's like request a quote, something like that, then that's when you want to use a sticky menu. All right, so there you go. We'll leave it at that. All right, so let's scroll down a little bit. Same thing as before. Any element over here, you can just move around as you like. Boom, boom, boom. Very simple. And now if you're like, well, how do I add new elements? Again, plus sign. There you go. So you have text, button. So for example, we have this text paragraph. I'll move up top there. I'll have this text box right there. Maybe I'll reduce the size of that. There we go. Click on this. I'll click on this again. Text box, you can't just click. You got to drag and drop it into place. So we'll do that again. And there we go. Okay, so let's expand this out. Kind of match this one. There we go. All right, and so write your text here. So now this is heading 3. Now, the way a website's structured is your H1 should be this call to action right there. That's the title of your web page. So the title of the page is the H1 title tag. Subheaders should be H2, okay? So if I take a look at this, H3, no, that's incorrect. That actually should be H2. Then if this is a subheading of this, then this should be H3. So it's totally up to you how you're designing your website. But maybe you don't even want this to be a header. Maybe you just want this to be paragraph text. No problem. Just make it paragraph text. So you have paragraph 3, 2, and 1. That's really helpful because you can adjust the size. So it fits and matches the website. So, so for example, like this one right here, maybe it'd be better to go paragraph 2, maybe have this be paragraph 1, and then right there, this could be paragraph 2. So the text is a little bit bigger and then kind of leads into text that's a little bit smaller. Whatever, totally up to you. You can get creative with this. And again, don't forget to add elements as you like, and you can just drag and drop them on the web page and leave them wherever they want. All right, so right here. So this is an image. Very simple. So how does this work? Boom. Again, plus sign, image. That's all it is, okay? So you drag and drop this over here. If I just want a random image box right there, I can go ahead and do that. And that's really how this is working. Very simple. So what you could do right here, if you want, you can make a visual menu. You can add in something where maybe it's like as seen in, for example. Like, for example, let me delete this so I can say like as as seen in. There we go. And then boom, I'll highlight this. Call it. I'll bold that. We'll make that. There we go. Oh, too small. All right, so we'll take that. Then I'll make that. We'll say H3. All right, and then there we go. We'll center that. Put that right there. We'll move this up so it's not so there we go. Give it a little bit more breathing room. There we go. Okay, so we can have like as seen in. There we go. I'll move it right there. All right, so that's why you got to play around with the little blocks. Got to get it to fit in. There we go. Perfect. All right, so it takes a little bit of time to kind of get used to the builder. It's based around these blocks in the background. And then you can change these images out for something like if you've been featured in a magazine or featured on another website, you could swap these images out for logos, whatever. So again, it works the same way. Change image. Then again, you can just replace the image, and it's an unstructured editor where you can just take the images and drag them around. All right, so we come down here. This is being powered by an image. This was just automatically added by the AI, and you're like, I can't even see it. I personally don't like this. I wouldn't add this. And also it's being cut off at the top. So you're like, well, how do I make it have more room so it's not cut off? Easy. Come over here, right at the bottom section, hold it, and then drag it down. There we go. Okay, so this whole thing right here is an image that's saying thank you for shopping with us online.
I think this is silly. We don't really need some massive image on the homepage, but I'm glad to add this so I could show you how to like kind of adjust this. Now, if you're like, how do I delete this section? Perfect. Click on the trash can. There you go. Gone. Okay. So right down here, we have more images that we can swap out for different items. So we can maybe add in other pieces of content. And then we have the footer right here. So this looks good. If you want to have the contact form in the footer, you can go ahead and do that. Or I'll show you how to create a dedicated contact page, which I personally like a little bit more. I would maybe potentially use this for the email opt-in box. So for example, I would click on this, I would go ahead and delete that. And then I would come over here and then I would come down here, embed code, and I would drag and drop this into place and then enter code. Boom. So right now it says hello world. So it's just paragraph. These are paragraph tags. That's all they are. But this allows you to add in any code. So once we go to say something like ConvertKit and we boom, embed in ConvertKit form right here, we'll have a nice email opt-in form right there. Then we can change the copy right here to something a little bit more compelling than like get in touch. Then over here, you have your little menus over here. Again, it's just text boxes. You just create pages on your site and link to your own pages. That simple. Same with these social media links. All right, so now we have this right here, add section. So this is great because we can add different sections to our homepage. So if we want, we can go ahead and add our online store. And this is nice because you can make your homepage a visual menu if you're selling physical products. You can also add your latest blog posts. If you don't want those random images, you can go ahead and do that. You can add in an About Us section, which is quite helpful, a gallery, contact form, footer, headlines, etc. So you can add in all this helpful information. So let's go over here, maybe a little About section, and let me go ahead and click on this. And yeah, this looks great. So, okay, so what if you're like, well, I don't want this section at the bottom of the website or the web page or the homepage, whatever. Simple. So again, this just allows you to adjust the height right there. It's this button right here that allows you to move sections with ease. And so this looks quite nice. So again, we have the call to action up top there. Boom, welcome people to the site. You can scene in whatever you want, and then visual menu, whatever. And so that's broadly speaking, kind of like how you can play around with the different design elements. It's very simple. Okay. So it's an unstructured editor. You can move elements within the page with ease. You can go here, add in different sections with ease, and create a very effective looking website. The AI tools from Zyro. So you may have noticed this little robot icon off in the left-hand sidebar. Those are your AI tools. You currently have a page importer, logo maker, AI writer, and an AI heat map. So if we go to the page importer, you just copy and paste in a URL and it automatically imports the page. So for example, we'll just take this page on Website Creator Pro and we'll come over here, paste that in. Then let's go ahead and import the page. All right, so the page has been imported and it's not good. So at the time of this video, the page importer doesn't really work as expected. It does effectively add it to your menu, but right down here, this is just not usable content. So I hope they improve this over time. So let's go ahead and delete this and we'll go ahead and delete that and delete that. Okay. So next, let's navigate back to AI tools. And now we have our logo maker. I'm going to click on one and X out of this. Okay. So logo maker, let's open this up. All right. So I think most people watching this, I kind of want to have that a little bit more granular control over the design of their logos. So we're going to go here and create a logo ourselves. And I'm going to call my website minimal wallets. There we go. And the slogan will be slim and sleek. There we go. Let's click on next. And this is for a store. All right. Yep. And it's for our website. So let's click on next. Okay. So now we have a few different options that we can choose from. I'm going to come up top here and I'm going to select this green one right there. So let's go ahead and edit this logo. Okay. So the way the logo editor works is very simple. So again, one is unstructured, so you can just move things around. Then when you're ready, just download it and it's good to go. So I'm going to leave this, and I don't really like this tagline. It doesn't really work because it's so small. Like you can make the tagline bigger. Like I can click this, I can click on this and then just change the size as I want if I want to make the tagline bigger. But again, that's a lot of words for a logo. So I'm just going to go ahead here, brand slogan, and back out of it and delete it. All right, so this is a store, looks good, but I'm selling wallets, so let's go ahead and find some type of wallet image graphic that we can take advantage of. All right, perfect. That looks good. Okay, now we have minimal wallets over there, and then we can change the font over here. All right, so in general, you only have a few options to select from. So I'm going to change it to Tilium Web, and we're going to go ahead and bold this. Okay, then the spacing, kind of reduce that and put it together closely. Good. Okay. All right, so right here, it's currently green. We can change the logo color as we like. If we want to make it black or whatever, we can change it like that. Keep it nice and simple. And same thing. So you click on this, and then you can just adjust the color as before. Really that simple. All right, so when you're happy with your logo, just go ahead and download it. That's it. So go here, then we download the package right there, and it's going to download as a zip folder. So let's click here to save, and there we go. Okay, so let's open up logo files. We have a bunch of PNGs. So I'm going to click on logo small because it's a logo. It's not going to be big. Let's navigate back to our website. Okay, so click on the header. Boom. Now change logo. There you go. Logo. Show logo. Yes. Replace image. Sure. Upload image. There we go. Minimal wallets. There we go. Select it. Okay. Then add it to page. All right, so right now that looks okay, but it's kind of small, and I can tell that the S is kind of cut off. So in terms of the logo maker, just like the AI importer, it works, but not perfectly. It's almost there. It's like almost there. So like I personally wouldn't use this logo. I would have to navigate to a different tool to create a logo to upload it, but very close to having something that's quick and easy and efficient to create something nice and quick. So anyways, let's go ahead and take the logo file, and we'll take the large one. Okay, we'll take that logo large. Let's go ahead and change the logo, replace image, upload the image right there, logo large, open this up. Okay, select that, and we'll say add to page. And there we go. All right, so there you go. Okay, so that's how you add a logo to your website. That's how the AI logo works. Now we have the AI writer over here, and this allows us to generate text really quick. They can just kind of edit and adjust. So for example, my store is about like fashion and apparel. All right, it's fashion storage, street fashion, sportswear, kids clothing. So we'll say maybe street fashion. I don't know, about, personal bio. Okay, so this is about, I guess, generate text. And there you go. So kind of generates some quick text. Again, it's good, but there are better options out there. And then let's navigate over here. Then last, this is an AI heat map. And so this gives you an expectation based on AI about how people are going to be interacting with your website, what they're going to be clicking on and paying attention to. But this is not based on data. This is just based on AI. So to recap, the AI tools are good, but they still need improvement to be a viable option for your website. The page importer, as we covered, does just need to be improved. The logo maker is good, but there's still better options I would recommend. Personally, I would use something like Canva. So with Canva, you can just create a blank template. And over here, you can just have text and images and just create a logo very easily. Now for the AI writer, it's good, but if you want an AI writing assistant, you can't go wrong with Jarvis, probably one of my favorite AI writing tools. Then let's navigate over here, the AI heat map. Obviously, if you want a heat map, you definitely, that's an expensive tool that you need to pay for based on data. So you should have a high traffic website. Your website should be getting like 500 visitors a day at a minimum before you want to look into getting a heat map. If you do want a heat map, I definitely would recommend Crazy Egg. So this is a great website right here. There we go, Crazy Egg heat map optimization. So again, just put your URL in there, then you can upgrade your account, etc. But only for websites that have actual amount of traffic where it'd be beneficial. So to create a logo with Canva, this is in general what I recommend for any type of beginner. I have a Canva Pro account, but you can do most of this stuff for free. All right, so let me click over here, text. So add in text right there. So we'll call this minimal wallets and highlight this whole thing, and I'll come over here to extra sands. We'll just change this to glacial indifference. There we go. And we'll call this, maybe make this one bold. There we go. Okay, now we need some type of graphics. We'll come to elements. I don't know, type in wallet, see what comes up. Okay, so we have a bunch of little graphics that we can just copy and paste in here. All right, so scroll through this. Again, if it says pro, that means you need to pay for it unless you have a Canva account. And so, I can come up top there. These are all free. All right, we'll take this one right there. I'll minimize this right there. Let me turn it sideways there to give it a little bit of design and make it just a little bit bigger or smaller. There we go. Okay, so that's good. Or what we could do here, maybe like separate it out, put the wallet in the middle like there. All right, so it can come here. Whoop, didn't mean to do that. Minimal wallets. There we go, bold that. There we go. Okay, so that's okay. So we can keep that. And okay, good. So now I can go ahead and download this, download it as a PNG. And we'll click on save. Yep, I want to save this. Okay, so there's my logo. We'll minimize that and we'll take this over there, drag and drop it there. All right, so now we have this and I'll click over here, change logo, replace image, upload image. Now it's a whole white item. So what do we need to do? We need to remove the background to make it transparent. So with that, you can use something called remove BG. So that removes the background image. So we'll click on this. Okay, so this is remove BG. We'll upload an image. All right, so we have minimal wallets. So first off, let's reduce this and move this over there. There's too much white space. So I would need to come over here to an image editor. We'll click over here. We'll crop this all in. I'll move this way down there. Okay. Take all this white space away like that. There we go. And like that and like that. There we go. Okay, so there we go. Now we have a more functional logo right there. I'll click on X. Yep, we want to save that. Okay, so let's go back to remove background, upload it. Boom. And there we go. There you go. There you go. That's it. Removes the background. There's lots of tools that do this. I like remove background. If you're not a designer, if you don't know how Photoshop works, you don't really know how to do it with GIMP, remove background, remove.bg is your best choice. There we go. All right. So now we have remove BG. There we go. All right. So let's go back to our website, upload image. So we have preview right there. We'll upload this one. Okay. And then we'll add to page. And there you go. Okay, so now we have our logo right there, a nice transparent background, and that's it. And that's it for the AI tools. How to add pages to your website. So we covered a lot so far, how to edit and adjust different elements, the images, unstructured editor, about how you can just drag and drop blocks around with ease, change links, change colors. All right, so how do you add pages? So in particular, how do we add more items to our menu, as well as add items to the footer? How does that specifically work? Let's do it. All right, so first thing that you want to do is click over here for pages and navigation, and then right down here, you have a few different options. So you have add page, and that allows you to add a new page. Over here, you have add a new dropdown, and over here, you have add a link. So for example, if we have these two items right there, and we want to keep them, but we just want a new menu item that's strictly a dropdown, we can just go ahead and click on this element right there. Maybe you want to have something that says like resources. I'll click here and this is a new drop down and I want to call this, rename this. I'll call this, we'll say like, I don't know, resources. There we go. Okay, we'll leave it there. And now I can add items to this, and then very simple, we can just add in a new page. I'll call this a blank page, and then I can drag and drop that right there. And now we have resources, and we have a new page underneath resources. Okay, so that's what you'd want to do. Now, right over here, we have add a link. And so this is great if you want to link to something external. So for example, maybe you just want to have a link to like your YouTube channel. So you can just do that right here. Just put there. New link, don't call it new link. You could say something like, I don't know, like YouTube, for example, and then the web address, and then put your YouTube channel right there. Or maybe you have a bunch of Skillshare or Udemy courses that you want to link to from your main menu. You can do that via this interface right there. So I'll just discard changes, and that's it. And so every time you want to add in a new page, you just click over here to add in a new page, and it'll automatically add it to the menu. All right, so if you're like, well, that's great, but like, What if I click here, add a new page? We'll click here, brand new page. And what if I don't want this in the main menu? Well, very easy. Click the gear icon. Then you go over here and you can just hide this from the navigation. So remove from navigation, or if you want, you can just drag and drop it over here, right there. And so it'll disappear. So your page still exists. It's just not linked to anymore up top there. And so you're like, well, why would I want to do that? Well, because if you have right down here your footer, so maybe you want to add in your privacy policy. So right over here, we can adjust the content here. Instead of it being contact, we could change it to, like, for example, company, for example. And then if I wanted to put just in like privacy, we got adjustings. We don't need that as an H1 title. We'll change that to paragraph 1. Okay, so privacy policy, terms of use, etc. You can add that right there. So you'd highlight this text, highlight this, then boom, click the link and copy and paste the link from your privacy policy page right here. Now, your privacy policy page and all those other legal pages, you have to create yourself. So like right here, I can say like, we can come in here and then this could be my privacy policy. So we'll navigate over here, add elements, text, drop it in place. Then again, just create like privacy. All right. And then drag and drop it into place. And there you go. Okay. So again, to add more text right there, boom. And then change it, edit your text. So we'll highlight this again from H3. We'll go to paragraph 1, whatever, paragraph 1, 2, 3. And there you go. Okay. So as you're creating your page, if you need more space, you just open it up like this. Really that simple. And then that's how you create helpful pages. You can hide pages for the main menu that you don't want linked to up top here, like privacy policy, terms of use, disclosures. No, you don't want that in your main menu. Put that down here in the footer. And again, just make sure everything kind of matches. And that's what's really nice about this. So again, I like structured and unstructured video editors. They have their pros and cons. Like the disadvantage of an unstructured editor is you really have to pay attention to make sure everything kind of lines up, but you have complete control. The only downside of that is you can make your website look really bad. So it's totally up to you, but I really like unstructured editors because once you get the hang of it, you can really customize your website to your liking. All right, so let's go ahead and add in a contact page, for example, and I'll click here, add page, blank page. There we go. All right, so now we have a blank section. So let's go ahead and add an element, and this is going to be the title. And we'll just say, we'll keep it simple. And we'll say contact us. There we go. So H3, no, that's the page title. That should be an H1. Let's break it apart, give it a little breathing room and space. All right, so now let's drag and drop this up top there. So we'll put that right there, contact us, then another plus sign, then we'll add in more text. And then right here, again, this should be paragraph 1, 2, 3, paragraph text, and then contact information goes here. Okay. There we go. Can help if I spell. There we go. So contact information goes here. And again, you just got to adjust it. Make sure it just fits as appropriate. There we go. Okay. So now if I want to add in a form, for example, click on add element. And then right down here, we have contact. Just drag and drop that into place. And then there you go. Okay. Very simple. So you can like move this content over there, have it off to the left, contact form right there. Right there, you could just play around with this to your liking, okay? And so now this needs a little bit more space. Maybe I want to add a little bit more information. So again, add elements. All right, so go through this and add in elements that you want to add, okay? So for example, social icons, there we go. So this is really helpful. And so we can make this a little bit more space, edit the social icons, icon size. We can make that like really, maybe not too big, but like 40 looks good. All right. So you could have something where it's like the text up top there, put the form right there. Underneath here, I could put the social media links right there, plus sign, text, boom, drop it right there. I could say, follow me on, ... Okay, and then we can just put this right there, put the social media links under there. So again, you're going to have to take the time to make sure everything's kind of formatted correctly. Obviously, you don't want the text over there. You want it centered. And so you got to play around with this structured editor to make sure things kind of just fit as appropriate. So it could be a little annoying trying to get everything kind of just as you want. So for example, highlight the text right there. Let me click on this, center there. Okay, so now we have the form right there. Move it over a little bit. It's like, needs a little bit more room. And it's like, there we go. Okay, so the contact us could be a little bit wider, and then it's like, okay, just got to keep playing around with this. Maybe I should make the text a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller, whatever. So you got to just, again, takes a little bit of time just to get everything set up as appropriate. And so then we have the follow me on right here, social media links right there. So take that there. Okay. And so you get the idea. And there you go. Okay. So now we have our contact form. Let's go ahead and edit the form. So right here, we have general, form name, fields. These are the fields that are going to be shown right here. So message, last name, email, etc. Button over there, button text, submit, show message, link to page over here. Then last, we have our style. So again, you can switch the style button as you like. Okay, so now the next question I know you're going to ask is like, well, what happens when someone fills out the form? What email does it get sent to? Actually, it stays within Zyro. So you have to click over here to the gear icon. Then you come over here to form submissions. Now, this is where you can check your email via the form submissions. This is how it works with Zyro. So again, it's not going to be sent to any specific email like your admin email that you used to sign up with. It's going to be all located within the Zyro website builder. Adding in a blog for your Zyro website is very easy. So all you need to do is navigate over here where it says the pencil icon. Go ahead and click on this. And now if you've added a blog, you should be looking at your blog post. If you've not added a blog, there should be a button that says start a blog. Go ahead and click on it, and then it will take you to this page. Now all this is just a page on your website with a blog section added to it. And now you have a new link in your menu bar. So for example, let me just rework this. So if I click over here and I go here and I delete the blog page, we'll come down here, delete. Yep, delete. Okay, so now the blog is deleted. Well, no, not exactly. You still have your blog post because you've added the blog. The only thing that you actually deleted was the blog post page. So how do you get it back? Well, you have to recreate it. So you click over here, you go here to add a new page, blank page. All right, so we have a blank page right there. I'm going to rename this to call it the blog. All right, we'll call this the blog. Make sure to check your SEO and give it a nice page title like websites, blog, whatever, and then a nice page description right there. Then go ahead and click on save. All right, now we need to add in a section. So we click here to add section. We click here for blog, click here. Then we want to add a blog page. All right, so now we have two items that say blog up top there. So we can go ahead and click on this one that the website builder just made. Go ahead and delete that. And let's navigate back to where we were. So go ahead and click on blog again. There you go. That's simple, okay? So that's all this is, just a page on your site. Now, what I would recommend doing is play around with the section feature. So for example, right here, add section. I really like this block, for example. Like we can come right there, and now we can move this up. And so let me click on this. We'll click over here. Boom. So I would change this to be something like H1 because this is the title of the page, and then a call to action. And then I would potentially swap this out and have an email opt-in form. Then your latest blog post. Then you can just really custom design this section, this page, this blog post page to your liking. So again, you can add section, you can add a contact form, Instagram feed, slideshows, social icons, testimonials, anything else, your latest YouTube videos, like whatever it is you want to add, you can, okay? That's the advantage of an unstructured page editor. All right, so for the actual blog posts themselves, so we click over here to navigate to the settings, we click the little gear icon, and over there we have post per page, columns, column gap, padding. We have the style over there, feature image, title, description, date published. So if you want to hide the meta information, you can go ahead and do that right there. Post, okay. Show only some posts. You can hide select posts if you want. Then the background. So you can change the background color so it's not white if you want it to be something else. Now for the actual blogging experience, very simple. So you click on the pencil icon, click down here to add in a new post. All right, so this is your blog post page. So up top here is your section. So this is actually your H1 title right there. So we can change the post. Then you can change the post title up top there. If you want to have a description, you can go ahead and do that. You can set the feature image right here, and you can put it into a category here. Now, categories are important for any type of blog. You should have 4 to 7 categories that are relevant to what your website is about. All right, and now we have this over there, the gear icon, and this changes just like post categories, description, author, layout, etc. So we have the alignment right there. Again, this is how you just play around with everything. So again, that's it. So your post title is going to be at the top, then my content right here. And so totally up to you how you want to design this. That's what's great about Zyro and other unstructured editors, where I can just add in a section. I can just add in a headline of my own if I want to have a real custom design right here. If I want to just have a nice long piece of content, you know, I can just keep writing away over here. I can make it super wide if I want. If I don't want it super wide, I want the paragraph right there to be kind of narrow right there. If I want an image up top there, you know, again, really nice. So I can go over here and just add in different elements. So for example, like, oh, I want a gallery. So I'm going to just drag and drop in a gallery right there. All right. And then we'll minimize that. Okay. Then I have text over there. All right. I want to add in something else. Maybe I want to add in a map or Instagram video or Instagram feed, YouTube video, whatever. You can play around with this. The only caveat is just make sure you follow proper on-page SEO structure, okay? So like H1, H2 title tag. So this is the H1, a blog post, okay? That's your H1 title tag of the website. And so if you're like, what does that mean? So for example, if I have a paragraph right there, I'm going to start a brand new section, drag and drop it right there. So I'd make sure to highlight this and make sure that this is set to H2. I don't know why it's always set to H3. It's kind of weird. It should be set to H2 typically. Now, because this is a subheading of this piece of content, if that makes sense. Okay, so if we take a look at like websitecreatorpro.com, we open that up and I'll show you just quickly how a blog post should be structured. So right up top there, this is the H1 title tag. Then we have the body text, this H2. If you scroll down here, this is H3, because this is a subheading of this title right there. And so you should just follow the same structure with this. So this is your H1, then H2, H3, etc. Break it up, then play around with adding different sections, etc. All right, so let's jump into the back end of each individual blog post. So once we open up the blog post over there, we can click on the little 3-dot button, and then navigate to the settings right here. And over here, again, is where you can change the post URL, dates, feature image, categories, etc. for all this additional information. Okay, so how would I personally approach blogging with Zyro? So let's navigate back to the blog post page. Let's go ahead and add a new post. Okay, so first off, I'm not crazy about it being off to the left like this. I'd rather have the title be like front and center so we can change the post title. And then you can change the post title there, but to change the adjustment, click the gear icon and then go to layout and then center. And there you go. And so then you can change the padding right here if you want a little bit more space or less space, whatever. So I'll change that to 50, etc. Okay, so now we go back to style. You can toggle off and on the description, post categories, author, date published, reading time, all that stuff, and just leave the H1 title tag right there. And that's it, okay? So if you're like, well, that's kind of small, like I'd prefer the title to be a little bit bigger, well, what I'd recommend doing is just go here and then delete it, and that's it. And so we'll continue editing, we'll click on save, and then right here, it's a whole section. So I would actually go up top there, change the layout, and then reduce the layout to nothing. Here you go. Okay, so what you have to do is your own custom design. So for example, we can edit text. And so I'll just call this blog title, for example, blog post title. And then that should be your H1. So we'll go over here, H1, and we'll go ahead and center that. And there you go. And so that's a way you can kind of get around that. All right, so now maybe you want a featured image front and center. While you can attach a featured image to the blog post itself, it doesn't add it to the actual piece of content. So for that, you got to go over here, then click on image, drag and drop it into place. And there we go. Okay, so up to you. If you want to make the feature image like really nice and wide like that, you can go ahead and do that. So we'll give this a little bit more breathing room, extend this down just a bit. There we go. So of course you're going to have to source your own images. Let me click here to change image, replace image, upload image, then select the image I want to upload. There we go. and it's uploaded, click on it, then click on add to page, and it's going to swap it out right there. So obviously you got to play around with this, make sure you have an image that's the appropriate size. Then I would just continue adding text. So I'd click over here, plus text, drag and drop it right there. And again, give it a little bit more breathing room, boom. And then drag and drop this into place right there. And maybe we can extend this out just a little bit right to there, and maybe like right to there, so the text is a little bit more narrow. Now we can begin with just basic paragraph text and begin writing your post, okay? And so totally up to you how you would structure it, but that's sort of like how I would do it. I'd kind of maybe add in a H1 title tag right there, image right there. If you want to have it at the top again, maybe you want to leave the author at the top, you can go ahead and do that. Totally up to you, but that's the advantage of an unstructured editor. Okay, and so as you go ahead and write content over time, just make sure to add in new text elements, so it makes it really easy to, add new titles. So for example, I would have this be one dedicated paragraph right there. And then I would make this, for example, I would have this be set to just be a title. So I'd take this, I'd go over here, I would center, I would change this from H3 to H2 because this is a subheading, and keep it that simple. Okay. Now again, more breathing room right there. Navigate this back up to the top, and then add in another piece of content right there. And there you go. So you can add images, text, paragraphs very easily. And if you want to add videos, you can, of course, go ahead and do that. So you just add a YouTube video right there. Then you can just edit the video and then change the video link from YouTube. So just copy and paste it in here. Definitely, I would leave autoplay off. And that's it. And so just keep going through the piece of content, adding text, images, video. Then when you get to the bottom, maybe have a final call to action with some type of button that you can add in, or perhaps you can add in an email opt-in form if you want, or an option to subscribe, whatever. E-commerce with Zyro. So this website builder does allow you to add in basic functionality for e-commerce, but it's really nothing to write home about in my opinion. So right over here, if we have the store page, if you click over here, online store, you can add in an online store. Then here you can just upload physical products. Okay, so within Zyro, you can have new products, shipping, delivering, and then payment methods. It's very basic. And then you have this content over there where you have the sign in, shopping bag, favorites, this secondary menu that's over here that's only on the store page, and it's not over here in the main menu. It's not integrated as well as I would like. The actual piece of content though for the actual product page does look quite nice with the H1 title right there and the price, add to bag, description, and then we have to add in a different section. And so for example, like right here, I would like related products. So we can have testimonials. So I guess that's okay right there. But testimonials, again, this is more for like service oriented content instead of like you'd have to customize this for each individual product that you add testimonials for. Instead of it kind of being automated where people can like leave a review, you can't do that with Zyro. And there's no real clear way to add related products. So again, it's a decent enough option if you're just selling like 10 products and you just want to have a nice way just to be able to, ship out t-shirts or mugs or something custom that you make. Maybe you're an Etsy seller and you want to integrate a product over here, you can. So e-commerce is good enough, but there are better options. But I'm happy that at least they have some type of solution built in. Optimizing your website for mobile. So once you have your design kind of complete and ready, you want to make sure that it looks good on a mobile device. So navigate up top here to the main menu, click on the phone icon right there. And over here, this is what your website is going to look like when someone visits it on a mobile device. And so again, the editor is still the same. You can just edit and adjust, move things around as you like, okay, swap things around, etc. You just want to scroll through this, just make sure everything looks good, nothing's overlapping, etc. So again, when you're happy with this, like, okay, this looks good. So let me click over here to the main menu. Let me navigate over to the store. Okay, now let's take a look at the store, click on the mobile device, then take a look over here. Yep, that looks good, that looks good. Okay, and so just play around with this, and then whenever you want to move an item around, again, very simple. You just click on it and adjust, and you can play around with the different blocks. And again, it only affects what it looks like on mobile device when you're editing in mobile. So any edits over here doesn't change your design and layout over here on the main website, okay? Time to launch our website. So when everything's done, you've checked everything on mobile, you're happy with it, go ahead and click on Publish Website. And now if you're a hosting or customer, what you can do is you get a free Unleashed plan for 1 month. You can go ahead and assign your subscription to your website. So let's go ahead and do this. Click Assign Website. Okay, so now it says connect your domain. So look professional with your own domain. Let's continue. Okay, so the next step, it will automatically detect your domain name registrar. So this is correct. I'm using Namecheap. So let's go ahead and click on continue. Okay, so sign into your domain hostings provider account, and we're going to have to assign some name servers to it. And there we go. Okay, so go ahead and take this information. Then within your domain name, you want to navigate over to your name server settings and then input them here. Okay, next we have name servers. So we need to take these name servers, DNS1Zyro.com, and then just input them over here into Namecheap. So you want to navigate down here to where it says name servers. You want to go to custom DNS. Name server 1 is this right there, DNS1Zyro, and name server 2 is DNS2.Zyro. Okay, really that simple. And now when you're ready, all you have to do is click the little check mark, and that's it. So it should say DNS server update may take 48 hours to take effect. Usually it takes like 30 minutes to an hour or so. It's not instantaneous, so please be a little patient. Anyways, once you go ahead and do that, let's go ahead and click on replace them and then done. Okay, so just give it some time and then click on done. Okay, so you just launched your website. Now what I want you to do is navigate over here to the gear icon and then check out the SEO tab. Now what this does is it allows you the on-page SEO adjustments for each of your individual pages. Again, with blog posts, you can do that blog post by blog post. So for example, this is the home link. So this is the home page. So you want to give your website, something like title. Okay. So it's like the name of website, page separator, and then a description, and then add in a short relevant page description right here. If you want to hide this page from search results, I guess you could toggle that on. I definitely don't recommend doing that for the home page. And that's it. Okay, so that's what you can do with each of these individual pages. So for example, like the blog page, enter the blog title right there. So we could say like, this is David's blog, for example, or the name of the website's blog, for example, then add in a page description. Really that simple. And that's really all the kind of control that you have over each individual page with regards to SEO. You can change the page title and add in a relevant meta description. Now, just a reminder, the SEO for your individual blog post page can be found by navigating to the blog. And then each of these individual blog posts, you have to click on the little 3 dots right there, navigate to your settings. Then this is your on-page SEO settings, okay? So you can change the post title, post description, post URL, post date, featured image, and any relevant categories that you want to put in. Then again, like I said earlier, make sure just to follow proper on-page SEO when creating your individual blog posts. And finally, you have integrations for your website. So go over here, click the gear icon, and navigate over here, click on integrations. And over here, you just add in your specific ID for each of these different services. So for example, Google Analytics, this tells you how your website's performing, traffic, etc. And so all you need to do is input your Google Analytics ID. So for that, you just need to navigate over here to Google Analytics, open this up, create an account, get your ID, and then paste it in here. Simple. Same with Stripe. Okay, so you need to have a Stripe account already. Then all you have to do is copy and paste in your API key, which you get from your Stripe dashboard. Once you sign up, you can add in Google Facebook Pixel, not Google Pixel, Facebook Pixel. You can add in Google AdSense if you want to monetize your content, custom code, etc. Final thoughts and overview. So I went ahead and just adjusted everything to make it look a little bit more professional, but hopefully by now you have a good idea about how the editor works on the back end. So again, everything just works by clicking and moving blocks around. I switched out the image to just make something a little bit better. I like the M there, kind of matches the minimal wallet's logo, title, etc. I would have a welcome section right here. You could update the image, for example, with another image of like whatever product or you or whatever your website is about. Kind of go more into detail a little bit. Just make sure that this right here is an H2 title tag, okay, not H3. So for example, it says H3. I definitely go ahead and change that to make it H2 because that's a subheading of your H1, which is right here. This is the title of the website. And then you can add in different images, make this a visual menu. It's easy to add in blog posts. Again, you just go to add a section, you go to blog, click the blog, and then you just click on here to insert blog here on a specific page of your choosing. You can insert blog posts on any page that you want. And again, I showed you how to create a dedicated blog page just in case you ever accidentally delete it and how to get it back, just how to recreate it. Very simple. And also with your store, you can add in the store section to your homepage if you want. And then right down here, I went ahead and added in ConvertKit. So right over here, all I did was copy and paste in the script, the HTML script from ConvertKit. All email list providers work the same way. You just create a form, you can get HTML. This is HTML, copy, paste it in. And there you go. So now we have a form right there. We have a little bit of a copy above it to get a compelling reason for people to subscribe, etc. Okay. So anyways, so what's one little thing that we should do? Now, I definitely recommend updating the favicon. So the favicon is this little icon right up top there. So how do you do that with Zyro? So we come over here to settings. Okay. And then let's navigate to general settings. Okay. So right over here, we have favicon. Then we go over here to update. Right over here, you just update it by uploading a file. So let's go ahead and create a favicon. So I'm back over in Canva. You can sign up completely for free and create your own logo, etc. over here. So let me just open up a blank template, and I'll go over here to graphics or elements, and I'll just type in wallet because that's what my website is about. All right, so we have a bunch of different wallet images. I'll click on graphics and scroll through this and kind of just pick one graphic that you think looks nice, that kind of matches your brand, etc. All right, so let me go through this. Which one do I want? All right, we'll just pick on, okay, we'll just use this top one right there. Okay, so make this nice and big. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and download the image. All right, so I want this to be a transparent background. I can do that because I have a pro account with Canva. If you don't have a pro account, you can just do something like remove BG. There we go. So remove BG, remove.bg. This will remove the background. So whatever, if you have a pro account, just you can select a button. Okay, so anyways, I got the transparent background, PNG. Let's go ahead and download this. All right, and yep, let's save it to my desktop. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and edit and adjust this. So open up with my trusty image editor, and I'll just crop in the sides a little bit right here, just to make this so it's not so wide. Okay, take it like that. Okay, and let's just resize this. We don't need a huge image like this. Literally could be like 10, well, we'll say 15. 90 by 90 or so. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so that looks good. Let me click X. We'll just go ahead and save that. And there you go. So now we navigate back over to Zyro. We browse files. We go ahead and click that. Click on upload. Then save changes. There you go. That's simple. All right, so that's it. Okay, so that's how you add a favicon. I showed you how to add a logo, edit and adjust different pages, how the website builder works on the back end, how to set a custom domain name. So anyways, that is it for this tutorial.
All right, everyone, that's it for this tutorial video on how to create a website and blog using Zyro. Overall, I really like the Zyro website builder. I think it's a very cost-effective option for anyone who wants something that's kind of easy to use, but allows you to create a very impressive looking website that's full featured and you can customize it to your liking. Anyways, my name is David. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.